it's raining, so I'm still in bed. I need to probably get up. It is almost 6:45, and I'm just making coffee. It's my favorite mix of coffee. It's the Trader Joe's pack with cream and sugar, and then a Cafe Bustelo. So I'm gonna drink coffee and have breakfast, and I don't know what I'm waiting for. It's been raining for a long time, but I'm kind of just hoping it'll stop raining for a while so I can pack up and go. You see the two tents there. I was up between them and under those other trees last night. I'm under the overhang of the facilities right now, and I'm about to put some rain mitts on because it's cold and wet, and I'm gonna use my umbrella. So I'm gonna put this camera away for a while this morning. It's late, I don't even know, it's probably 8 o'clock or after, but this rain doesn't look like it's stopping. So the desert was supposed to be hot and dry, and we're getting cold and wet. Elk just ran across the road way out in front of me. There we go. Look at that. That makes this morning cool. Well, I've been walking an hour and a half. I'm just going through this canyon. It was real dense there for a little bit, a lot of brush. Luckily, it stopped raining right as I was getting into it because I had to put my umbrella down. There was sun flirting like it was gonna poke through the clouds for a second, but the sky's still very gray and cloudy. It looks like it could still rain at any minute. This sucks. I mean, there's no other way to put it. My shoes were still wet this morning, just walking in the rain. It could be worse, obviously. At least this canyon's really pretty. I'm just really hoping the skies clear up and the rain is done. This has been like 3 or 4 days of on and off rain and overcast and cool. It's pretty though. Okay, let's talk for a minute. I was just thinking about some things. It's been 5 days. This is day 5 since I've had any cell signal. I did have a little bit of Wi-Fi at docks, but 5 days since I've had cell signal. And today, and probably another 5 miles, there's a comment that cell signal kicks back in. So that'll be nice. I can check the weather and get a little better idea what to expect. I think where I camped last night was still almost 80 miles from Devia Ranch, which I plan to go to just before Pie Town. Today, I should either finish the Gila Alternate, or I think there's a camp spot 1 or 2 miles before the end of it. So depending on what time it is, I may stop there. But effectively, we'll finish the Gila Alt today. All right, I had to do some climbing, so I'm up here. We're gonna do a big 360. It's kind of breezy. It's huge, open. You can see it's still pretty ominous. There's some blue skies here and there. I popped my tent up to dry. Had some good breeze on that. That shouldn't take long. Unfortunately, that's the direction I'm going. And that's the darkest looking. Man, you can see for miles and miles and miles. It has gotten windy and pretty chilly, but knock on wood, no rain, no more rain. This is just crazy though. Like, it's as far as you can see. It just seems so vast. Like, I was just walking along thinking, like when we look down on ants on an anthill, that's what this is. I'm like a little ant, just in the middle of this huge open space where there's nothing around. It's a pretty day though now. I'll take the wind if it's sunny. I am almost to this gravel road where there's supposed to be a water cache. But with no cell signal, the beta that we have is a few days old, so I don't know how much water's here. But then there's a solar well that has no comments at all in 7 more miles. After that, I can't find a reliable source in the next 20 miles. I need to sit down and look at all the icons a little better. Because on this trail, the water is often not on water icons. It's comments on junctions and other things. And you just got to find it by weeding through comments. But hopefully there's some water here. I'm going to probably take a liter or a liter and a half when I get here. I see all the jugs up there. We'll see if they've got any water in them. Oh yeah, there's more empty than not, but there's at least 5 or 6 gallons there. I took a liter and a half of water, took a brief break. I only stopped for maybe 15 minutes because I stopped longer than I intended to this morning. When I put up my tent to dry, that was over a 30-minute break. The map looks like I'm going to be on this old gravel road for a while, so at least that's easy walking. And the sky's more blue, so things are looking up. It was starting to get warm because of the sun. I was climbing on this road. My rain jacket was dry, so I put it away. Now it's raining again. There's some blue skies, some gray skies. I don't know, man. I just want that heat in the desert and the sun back and all this rain gone. Within 15 minutes, back to completely blue skies and sunny. One thing I had to close out last night pretty quick because we got to camp and the storm was coming, or the rain. So we all had picnic tables at that campground next to our tents. And you know, that's a real luxury when you have a picnic table and you can like sit down at a table and eat like a civilized human. But because it was raining, we all had to just cook in our tents and our vestibules and eat in our tents. So there went a waste of a perfectly good picnic table. So yesterday, and I was leapfrogging, there was like 9 of us. It was all people that I had caught up to at different points during the day. 4 of them didn't make it to where the rest of us went. There was 5 of us at that Snow Lake campground. Pac-Man left before me this morning. I haven't seen him yet. The other 3 hadn't left yet when I did, but I don't know. I may see them later about the line, maybe not. The 3 behind me all started 4 days before me, and they are hitching everything they can. They were all talking, they were not even together, but they were all talking about as soon as they got to a road, they couldn't wait to stick their thumbs up and see how far north they could get. So this road that I'm on now, I've seen I think 4 cars, but they're all going the opposite way that we are. But I don't know, those others, they were doing less miles, well, walking less miles. So I don't know, maybe I'll see them again, maybe not. I assume I'll probably see Pac-Man at some point today. But it's just kind of odd how there was 9 of us just like constantly around each other yesterday. And today, since I left camp, I have not seen anybody except people in cars, I guess, on this road. I'm just so thankful that it's sunny and blue skies, for now at least. I don't know what's going on, but these are all fire vehicles. you're not gonna believe this. I just had the best trail magic. So as I was walking by those guys with the fire trucks, the one guy jumps out of his cab or standing up on jumps out of the door, but standing up in the cab. And he yelled, "Hey, you want some snacks? Or Gatorade?" I said, "Sure." He gave me a whole big gallon Ziploc bag full of like peanut butter crackers, raisins, some kind of like Japanese peanuts, like all kinds of stuff. And then the other guy gets out with like a trash bag full of more bags, and they were trying to get me to take more and more. So I had a Gatorade. I sat there and ate everything in the bag. And this other guy that was in the other truck had come up and sat down there with us. And he looked at me, he goes, "Did you eat that whole bag?" I said, "Heck yes, I ate that whole bag. I've walked almost 300 miles in less than 2 weeks." And they tried to get me to take more, but I'll leave some for some others. They did give me a couple packs of these flavored raisins to take with me because I commented how good they were. But that was a real pick-me-up. So now, I don't even know how far I am from this solar water, but I'll be headed there as I'm still a few miles away. But that was a good stop, a good reason to get behind, and definitely a pick-me-up. They did say that it's supposed to rain on and off all day and through the night. So, it is what it is, I guess. Pretty much this has been the same view, and I think this is pretty much what it's going to be like up until we're back on the red line. All road walking. There've been a lot of these different U.S. forestry and fire trucks out here. They confirmed that the fire is pretty much done. The crews out here now are repairing the road that the initial fire crews tore up, I guess. I did talk to Forestry Service guy about the weather. He said he's pretty sure it's supposed to all blow out of here by early this evening and the rain should be done. So I'm really hoping he is correct. Things really opened up all of a sudden. The wind is still going strong. It's pretty chilly. It's intermittent raindrops and dark clouds and blue skies and back and forth. I had just seen 2 hikers up in the distance and caught up with them. There's an older couple, probably in their 70s, and I asked how they were doing. They had just made their way over to like under a tree, and they said not good. So I walked over there, and they said one of them has been injured for a couple days, and they were going to try to find someone to come get them. And I said, "Well, you have cell signal?" Because I don't have cell service. They don't. And they said they were going to try to use their inReach to contact someone for help. But I mentioned they have all these fire and forestry service people they just passed. I guess they decided they wanted out before that, or after they passed them, and they said that they thought they were going the other way. So, man, I don't know. There's nothing I can really do to help them. They have an inReach, and that's all I've got. So, I was trying to figure out if there's some way I could help, but I don't think there is. If I run into any other forestry service people or anything, I'll send them this way, but it's unfortunate. And it's sad when somebody's up here and out here in the middle of nowhere and up a creek, if you know what I mean. But man, this is nice that it's all opened up. I still don't have the cell signal that I thought I would, but a couple more miles to this water. I've been saying that forever. I feel like every time I look, it's the same distance away. I'm headed back down that way a ways to a water tank, and I'm off the road, but I saw a big ranch truck coming. Tried to run up to the road. I was trying to flag the guy down just to see if we can get help to the people back there, but he had a cowboy hat on, looks like a rancher, and he was going 60 miles an hour, not even looking at me, jumping around, running at the road. Yeah. Oh well. They'll figure it out. I don't know what else I could do. This solar well is a half mile off the road or trail. I'm almost there. My feet are really hurting. They've just been beat up with the river, and then today's been all road walking. And since I didn't really take the lunch that I planned, I didn't take my shoes off. I just ate with the snacks with the firemen there. So I'm gonna sit here for a bit. Hopefully I can find somewhere out of the wind and fill up on my water and have some snack and get my shoes off. I was at that water filling up, boots caught up. We were sitting there talking, looking at the water ahead. He didn't take that much water. He said he thought there was good water in 6 miles, but that intel was over a week old. I had a comment on that source more recent that said it wasn't great water, so I'm carrying like 4.5 liters right now. So my pack's a little heavy, but man, we were there. All of a sudden, the wind started gusting and it was like rain and hail for a second, and it was coming. Since we were off the road or off the trail, we had to walk right into it for almost a half mile. Luckily, it stopped now. Still pretty windy and cold, but we're back to blue skies for the moment. I'm walking just off the edge of the road. There's a little bit of a path. It's a little softer on my feet. So, and I think it's it's only 4:20. I don't know. I may stop early tonight. My feet are hurting. If I find a good spot out of the wind, I'll stop, because we're going to be in some trees in a little bit. And I don't know if we get back out in this open, there's no camping out here. When I was up top about 10 minutes ago, there was a decent spot, but it was not real protected from the wind, that I considered stopping. But it was still a few minutes before 5. I had only done 20.7 miles. I looked at the topo and it looked like once I got down here in the bottom, it was flat. But what I couldn't tell is it's a wash and then like fenced flat. And now there's thunder back behind me. So I don't know. I may be walking for a while, but if I find somewhere decent, I don't know, this weather's so hit or miss, but I'd probably just soon get set up in case it hits again. Okay, here's a little update. It's raining again. A little white truck just came by. I stopped them, and before I even said anything, apparently the couple did push their SOS. But I'm not sure why these two are the ones looking for them. They're not they're just two good old boys looking, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, I showed them on the map where they were. And they didn't seem overly familiar with the area. There may be a spot to tent right there. Let me stop and think about what I'm doing. Can you believe it? It's raining. I've got a spot under some pine trees just right down the hill from the road here. The only car I've seen on this road is the one that was just looking for those hikers. They told me there's a few other hikers that way a few miles. So maybe I'll see them tomorrow. I don't know. But I'm here. It's a little early. It's only 6 o'clock, I think. But I'm gonna get cleaned up, change clothes, eat dinner. And when it stops raining, that actually sounds like ice. When it stops that, I'll show you around outside. It is hailing. It's only like 5 after 7. It should be daylight for another hour or even more, but I guess I'm stuck in this tent. It hasn't stopped raining. It let up for a minute, or it's hailing. It let up for a minute, then it like thundered like crazy. And I guess this is just what the night's gonna be. So I'm kind of cold, so I'm gonna get in my quilt. Today was just kind of interesting because it wasn't interesting at all. It was mostly road walking. I did 22.5 today, and that puts me almost finished with the Gila Alternate. So I'm almost back to the
CDT red line. I'll be there in the morning. After all the water we've had and all this rain, water is going to be a big issue tomorrow. So the next like reliable water that I can find is off trail and 24 miles. There's supposed to be some like iffy water in a few miles in the morning, and if it's there, I'll top off as much as I can. Otherwise, I don't know. Tomorrow's going to be a water ration kind of day. But hopefully the weather will be better tomorrow. Hopefully this rain and hail and wind, well, the wind will never leave, but hopefully the weather's better tomorrow. I'm going to tell y'all now, have a good night. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.